Alright, hello there, and welcome to another Starfield video. So today we're doing an updated review of the Xenomaster mod by Ghost Rider. Ghost has done phenomenal work in general with this mod, but since I've done the original review, a lot has changed. And I just thought it'd be cool to kind of go over some of the features, mainly for my own reasons, because a lot of these features I didn't realize were a thing. And also because you guys might like to know some of the new features. So yeah, so let's just get into it, shall we? Alright, so here we are in the game itself. So real quick, I just want to go over kind of a brief synopsis. So I will say, there is a video that I have covered, I will link it in the description if I can remember, where I kind of went over this initially. If you want to kind of watch that and get up to speed, you can, but if you don't, basically what Xenomaster does is it allows you to catch creatures using a creature collection device, I believe it's called. Yeah, the CCDs. And then once you collect the creature, it gets added to the Xenobox, which is a little kind of data pad, and you can have a serious amount of like creatures. Like if you want to, you can catch one of every creature in the game. And then, yeah, basically unlimited companions. You obviously can only have 2 companions out in one go. But real quick, so in order to first catch the creatures, you're going to need to use the CCDs, which are, they're a throwable item. Here you have here, the CCDs. Now, there's a couple of different versions of this, depending on, you know, how it works, or depending on what you do. So the way it usually works is the higher the tier, the more effective it will be at catching the creature. So by default, the CCD, the base version, will, you know, have, let's say, a specific percentage. The tier 2, higher percentage. Tier 5 is the highest. Now, certain creatures, like Terramorphs, require the tier 5 to tame them. Now, in order to get the tier 5, so what you're, or in order to get them, you're going to need to go to your research lab. And I think I showed this, but no weapon. Whoa. So, we have our own little research tab called Xeno Weaponry. And you get the quick, oh, it's called the quick domestication device. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Apparently I don't have 4. I don't think I did 4. But you basically, you unlock these, and then unlocking these allow you to make the next one, and vice versa. We also have the Xeno Breath Treats and the Xeno Vitamin Meals. The Breath Treats allow you to basically change your pet's attack. So for instance, if you notice in games, some creatures breathe fire, some breathe shock, some will shoot rocks, some will shoot poison. This allows you to change it on the fly. Let's say you get a creature that by default shoots shock damage and you want them to breathe fire. Well, there you go. The vitamin meals, this is the food that you can feed them. So your creatures, obviously, they use food. Someone's shooting? No. Yeah, so creatures use food, you have to feed them. The thing with the food is it's kind of like in some games where if your companions don't, you know, if you basically have them and feeding them, and they kind of get peed off at you. And then we have the Xeno Ultimate Xeno Collector Recipe and Xeno Collector Recipes. So these, I believe, allow you to make food that increases your chance of collecting. We'll do that in a second. First of all, we're going to kind of go through. So this is Gary and this is Stella. They're my stand-in. Gary's my boy. So when you first tame your creature, they will get added to the Xenobox. Here it is here. You'll get it when you load up the game for the first time. Once you have it enabled, you will get the Xenobox and some CCDs. Now, one thing I need to stress, Ghost has stressed in his description, but whenever you install any mod, regardless of it, whether it be Xenomaster or whatever, always restart your game. So download the mod. And then once the mod's downloaded and everything's ready, back out to the main menu, quit your game, and then come back in. In the past Bethesda titles like Fallout and Skyrim, the game would actually reload the game for you, which is what's usually required when it comes to basically making, you know, the mods work. Starfield doesn't for some reason, and sometimes it's perfectly fine, but sometimes, specifically with a mod like this, you will notice some issues if you don't reload. Like your creatures being invisible. If you ever load up your game and your creatures aren't invisible, do a restart. Anyway, so in the Xenobox, you see here we have a load of settings. You have Xeno Friends, and each one of these boxes contains 5, 10, 15, 20 slots. You got what is that? 20 times 250? I think. I'm not good at maths. Yes. 200 and... No, that wouldn't be 220, 40, 60... No, 300 slots, sorry. So when you tame it, like, for instance, if you tame the creature, it'll just say, like, random name. Here we have the the quadruped class A pet. And then you click on it, and you have the option to select and dispense, which means you'll be given a grenade, and once you throw that grenade out, it will deploy your companion. You can also see you can favorite them. You can change their gender. You can move them. Oh! Oh, that's actually cool. I didn't know that. Okay, whoops. Whoopsie, sorry. Not bad. And then you can release them, which basically just removes them. And then nothing. Now, when you see here, we select it by default. So you've got your friendship stats, hunger stats, favorite, following, level met, power level, and health power level, and then legendary and slot. So I'm going to have to really quickly check that because that seems new. All right, so I just checked with Ghost. It's handy to have someone like that on standby. So basically, power levels, you can increase their stats by feeding them a specific food type, which is jerky. The health power level is, I'm assuming, again, you feed them a specific thing. The legendary will determine whether or not you called them legendary or you didn't. So if we go in here, we have some other options. We've got the favorite Xenos. I've got Gary there, Stella. Special Xenos. Currently, there is no special Xenos, I believe. Although Ghost will be able to correct me on that. And then dispense fill Xeno. This just gives you your previously selected. So current management, you can see we can manage Gary and Stella, and we can recall them, which means put them back in the box. Wait, follow, snap out of it. That's if they're doing something they shouldn't be. And then reselect. And then we have instructions. This just kind of explains everything that I just did. What is it? Heavily upward of the world ship originally by the Xeno to install. Okay, so this is now used as one of the main recipes for crafting a CCD. Interesting. Okay, so one of the things I will check out in a second. So we've got settings, which you can deactivate pet command mode, which we'll show that in a minute. Disallow uncapped size. That basically means that I have it allowed. If you have a creature that's really big, it will stay really big, or if it's really small, it will stay really small. Give quick filled CCD dispenser. I believe that gives you a random CCD, or I think it gives you. All right, we'll see what that does in a second. You can also enable Xeno pet visual, stealth visual. So when you crouch with that enabled, they get a kind of a cloak feel to make them, look small. And then we have this is a failsafe. Only activate the options go seriously wrong. Don't touch any of them. And then size morpher. We can use this to click. We can click on them and we can make them bigger or smaller, which is awesome. So now if we go and look at the CCDs themselves, so actually before we do that, so there has been a large amount of updates since then. Since the original, so you can pretty much capture every creature in the game aside from quest. You can technically capture quest related creatures, but I would be careful because it can break the game. So for instance, if you come across a quest, like a creature that's tied to a quest, I wouldn't do it. Creatures that generally you would assume aren't really sentient, like some of the floaters and the kind of the filter feeders, you can't get them because just makes sense. They don't have the brain power. That's Stella? Anyway, so if we go to our industrial workbench, is there an industrial workbench we can make them? Yes. So by default, we've got the CCD Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, and then the Mark 5s. So as you can see, each of them requires an NCI Mark VI adapter, and then a comm relay and mag pressure. Mark 2 requires beryllium. Mark 3 requires 0G. Mark 4 requires control rods, and then Mark 5, I will get in 1 second. Alright, so I just unlocked everything. So real quick, I will say, so these, the recipes that require egg, You need to get the chunks packaged egg for some reason. The normal egg doesn't work. Now that that's done, we will check what we need to make so the Mark 5 requires all them as well as power circuits. As you can see, this is the best model. So the highest version obviously will be the highest chance of catching creatures. And then we go check out the foods real quick. The cooking station. So alien connoisseur drink. Powerful beverage made from alien extracts, infuse rare ingredients. A favorite among past Xeno collectors. This is, you get this through the Xeno collector recipe. This increases your movement speed by 30%, your oxygen recovery by 10%, and catch chance factor bonus by 25%. So that's what it requires to make. And then if we have alien lo mein, the ultimate handmade lo mein noodles made with soy garlic for Xeno weapon specialists. So restores 50 health, 150 damage resistance, 150 energy resistance, 100% catch chance bonus, plus 5 O2 recovery, and plus 15 movement speed. That requires all of that. And then we have, I believe we have the, we've got the collector sandwich, which requires them. Sandwich made from alien sources, sprinkle of salt. This restores 5 health and increases your catch chance by 20%. We've also got the collector stew, which restores 20 health and gives you 50% catch chance. And then I believe we have, so down here we have the Xeno pets. So these are the treats that you can use. As you can see, it grants them the ability to spit acid, the ability to shout, the ability to breathe explosives, the ability to breathe oxygen. Grants them the ability to breathe oxygen, reducing breath. Drool, spit at people. Explosive balls. Breathe frost. Spit energy. Noxious gas. Spit pods. Removes any ranged attack they have. Quill. So they spit quills. Spit rocks. Spit shock. Electromagnetic. Oh, it's EM balls. Sonic attack. They spit spew. They spit breathe fire. And then we have some food. So we've got the Xeno Pet Super Meal, which gives very tasty meal that enhances their overall health. It can only be done once. So this is the one that I believe makes them legendary if they're not legendary. So basically legendary pets just have better stats. Then we have the dirty treat. No. The pod treat. That's not. Okay, here we go. So the plain treat has no effect but makes them happy. We have the meal kit, which gives, when fed, restores 10 hunger. The jerky kit restores 5 hunger. The gourmet, which restores 30 hunger. And I believe... So this increases their overall health. I believe you can give this to them up to 10 times to increase their health. That's why when you were when we were checking out the stats on the creature, so like if you want to basically buff their stats, you feed them that. And then I believe this one restores 20 hunger. I think that is it. All right, so we're gonna go and really quickly catch some creatures just to kind of show it in action. So let's go do that, shall we? So obviously you're gonna need your CCDs, and depending on the difficulty you're playing on... Oh, why am I naked? I would recommend having like a weapon that you can do EM damage. My boy Simeon here should have... Yeah, Simeon has an EM weapon. So... Oh, whoops, sorry. He'll be dropping them out of the sky. I'm over encumbered, I believe. So yeah, we're gonna go look for a creature to hunt, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are. So there's a couple of ways you can kind of increase your chances of knocking the creatures out. One is obviously based on the, I believe Ghost was saying that the zoology skill increases your capture chance. Show that. Don't. Also, Obviously, you have the stats boosts, or the stat buffs, the foods. Doing damage to the creature increases the chance, and also it depends on your your map. Like with the Mark V, most low level creatures you'll get regardless. Now there is a hit chance. If you hit the back of them, there is a higher chance. So if you hit them, if it succeeds, you get that little menu. Stella, thank you for breathing fire on me. And you've succeeded. If you fail, it will basically say like catch failed. So we'll try again. The legendary one, level 1. There you go. See, that succeeded. So once you've captured them, you just bring up your little Xenobox. Xenobox. That. Ah! Oh, that's what quick fill me. Okay, so I'm an idiot. So for instance, if we go back in the stats real quick, as you see, I am learning this alongside you guys. So we'll show real quick. So we've gotten there. These are them here, the mantis pets. You can click on them. You can select and dispense a filled CCD. We will do that. I'm going to really remove Xeno management. We're going to remove Stella. Stella. Oh. So now when we throw them out, here we go. We got our mantis pet. We talked to him. Hello, mantis pet. So we have a relationship where you can see their stats. So you see their health, their friendship, their hunger, their favorite, their level you met them, the power level, and the health power level, and the legendary. So one thing to remember is these creatures will level with you. So obviously if you get like a low level creature, it will level with you and you can get the stats to make it better, but primarily you want higher level creatures. So we can also swap items with it. Each creature can carry stuff based on their, stats. We can give it a name. There is a crap ton of names, and I mean, yes. Every time I do like a new stream, Ghost has updated them. So I'm always like looking for new. And then we have if we click this mantis, click, are you hungry? And it will give it some food. He's not interested in eating. Would you like some treats? You can give him, so I have a swap ranged attack. Or that was all. And then we can discuss its combat style, which is new. You see, so big. This allows you to basically choose dueling defensive, dueling offensive, flanking defensive, preferred range. So freelance, basically, they do what they want. I'm assuming dueling means that they're going to go close range and try and keep close range with the NPCs. Balanced means, they're going to be more balanced. Offensive means they're going to YOLO. Flanking, I'm assuming, means that they'll kind of stay further away from you. And then range is just ranged. We're attacking. Who are we attacking? The Crimson Fleet are apparently attacking my thing. Alright, lovely. This is a perfect time to show them in action. I will say, this mod is amazing. And, you can basically have your own custom companion. And with all the names and stuff, like, everyone is going to be unique. You may have a snail, but your snail may be called Larry, or Archie, or I think of some of the names. Oh, there's the creature. Come on, get him, boys and girls. What are you actually? Hello. So yeah, so I believe that is all the options. So yeah, we also have want to keep you in mind. I need you to do something for me. I need you to wait and then dismiss. So they also added a new feature so you can command the creatures. Now, you can only command creatures that increase their friendship level. So for instance, the more you kind of feed the creature and be around them, the friendship level increase. Kind of like Fallout. Where in Fallout, depending on how much a companion liked you, they do stuff like steal. So if we look at the relationship here, this mantis pet has a friendship of 38. Which means we're acquaintances. Gary, on the other hand, hello Gary. He has a friendship of 558. So I can ask Gary by pressing X. I can, if I wanted to, tell him to, yo, Gary, equip that weapon. Gary, equip the... Wait a minute. He's a little shy. Okay, maybe he can't equip that weapon, but I can show you some other things like command. Gary, go over there. You're making me look like a fucking moron here. Yo, Gary, there you go. And he's gonna go look at that lead deposit. You can also tell him to attack, so we'll tell him to attack real quick. Command. Yo, Gary, inspect that herbivore. No? And obviously some of the things they won't do because they're not humans. But if that herbivore was an enemy, I could tell him to attack it. Oh no, he's going. Go, Gary. Go on. No, he's not. Okay, but it does work. I apologize. You can usually in combat, I will send them in ahead when I remember that there's a thing. It's weird that like by default the oh, Gary, now you fucking, oh my god, Gary. Don't you fucking assault my my snail. Oh no, they're not attacking him, they're just checking him out. Okay. But yeah, the because like the command system isn't in Starfield, I always forget when it's like a thing. So some of the other things to note, obviously, if we go back into the CCD, here's the Xenobox rather. So we can set. I'm gonna set Gary as dispense. Gary has been set. No. Here's it. Favorite. So Gary's a favorite. Yeah, there we go. So Gary is... So that basically means that when you set them as the dispensed filled CCD, you can just click this and throw them out immediately. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. So Gary is trying to converse with them. Now, one of the new features that was added recently, which is an awesome feature, is Ghost added the ability... So you can... Around the world, you can find eggs. And you can use those eggs to incubate and hatch. So we're going to put down this very quickly. I need 0 wire, but lucky for me, I have been using console commands all the wazoo. There's me trying to figure out how eggs work.
Might be time to ditch some things.
This one? Perfect. Alright, so basically you can find eggs in dung heaps around like POIs that have the dung heaps. So we're going to say it needed 180 power. No, my whole thing needs 180 power. Never mind, we're good. Yeah, the shit out of me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and look for the creature, like the locations, and then we'll be right back. So just to confirm, I just got a response from Ghost there. So the jerky. Oh, my robots. Backup robots. So the Xeno pet jerky meals increase their power level to a max of 10, so you can feed them 10 times. And then the Xeno pet durian meal increases their health to a max of 10, and you can increase them. And we're going to go and look for an egg. We'll be right back. Alright, so the eggs can be found sometimes in the natural or nature POIs, so like the ecological. We're just heading to the Sunken Grove to see. Usually there'll be like dung piles, and then you can occasionally find eggs in them. And one of the cool things about the eggs is the eggs, it'll always be random what you get. You could get an Achilles, you could get one of them creatures, you could get a Gary. There is like a very low chance of getting a super rare creature, which Ghost has told me briefly, and it sounds awesome. So let's pray we get it. We probably won't, my luck is trash. Yeah, one of the other cool things is obviously you can tame Terramorphs, but you need to have tier 5 of the CCD. And the cool thing about Terramorphs is they can mind control other creatures. So kind of like if you remember Serana in Skyrim, she used to basically have her own kind of thrall at all times. And you can tell the Terramorph if you don't want to do that. You can be like, no, bad Terramorph. Also, I will say the Terramorph, like, dialogue when you talk to Terramorph is hilarious. Ghost has done, like, tremendous work on this mod. And the other cool thing about the Terramorph is that some creatures may, or some NPCs may panic when you have Terramorph. But if the UC ask or the collective, the Freestar Collective, it's all completely legal. There's no problem. Right? Any eggs here? Sunken Grove. Well, I see a lot of things, but probably... kind of cool, but not what I'm looking for. I have a mod that adds POIs, and I feel like this might be a POI, you know that? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit some of the other locations. I have a feeling that like the caves might potentially have them. But yeah, so we're gonna keep looking until we find one, and then we'll be right back. All right, so here we are. We found the sentient microbial colony, and you see there's some dung piles there. I pray to God there's an egg in it. Is there an egg? Oh, no. Fuck. All right. Well, they can spawn in the dung piles. Is there any other dung piles? Oh, I forgot I've got one on. Okay, so we're gonna be back. I'm gonna check some other locations. All right, and we have found our third one, and oh, nice. Okay, we got one. Well, speaking of ghost, apparently I am again kind of silly. So the alien egg isn't actually like added by Ghost. It's like a vanilla thing that Ghost basically made use of for the mod. So the chances of them spawning is kind of uncommon to rare. So you might spend a bit of time looking at it, but once you've got the egg, we're gonna go and breed ourselves a creature. Alright, so now that we're back here, we're gonna look for the right place. It's cool. So we go here, and we click on the alien incubator. The alien incubator is empty. Add an egg, yes. So, this alien incubator is an alien egg, but the alien isn't ready to hatch. Whoops. No, no, no. So once it's there, we gotta leave it for a couple of minutes, and, I'm going to go and find out exactly how much. I think we got some ARC stuff going on, so we'll be back when it hatches. So while we're actually waiting, so there's a couple of features in the gameplay options that Ghost added. So we've got Xenopet's knockout mode off. So off means your Xenopet will only go through a kneel state when they take too much damage. They will stay in that state until combat is over or you heal them. Normal, your Xenopet will automatically get recalled back to the Xenobox and cannot be sent out until fully healed with 5 med packs, 2 traumas, or 2 emergency. Nuzlocke, your Xenopet... I don't know what that means. Your Xenopet can die in combat, automatically releasing it. Special Xenos follow the same rules as normal. So Xenopet kneel state warning sets whether you receive a notification when your pet sustains too much damage. The setting is effective if the knockoff mode is set to off, so it'll basically say. And then old sounds, the old sounds attached to the placeholder digipick sound or just feel nostalgic. I have it off, so it's default current sounds. All right. Yeah. So I will say, yeah, so apparently it takes 6 to 8 hours. So we're gonna put down a chair. Watch me not have enough to put down. Okay, we got a chair. We're gonna wait 8 hours in game. Thank you, Ghost, for not making it real life. My God, I got flashbacks to Ark. Alright, we're gonna wait. Wait 12 hours. All right, and now we should be able to click on. All right, it's ready to hatch. Take the new Xenopet. Ooh, new Xeno friend has been added to the box, so we go to the Xenobox. And we go to box 2. Got a hopping pet. And we're gonna put the mantis pet back in. And we're gonna perfect. And then let's see what the hopping pet we got. Oh! Oh, you're sick! You look like a shark! Alright, we found your first target. Get him. Beat him up. Nice. Alright, we're gonna do this one more time for the memes, because that's really cool. And we're gonna wait and we'll be back. Alright, so a new Xenopet has been added. What did we get this time? Roach pet. A roach pet we got. So there is actually special Xeno friends. Ghost telling me there's one that's been added so far. Let me... Hopping pet. Oh. Like I was saying, with these eggs, right, well, he's about as useful as, I don't know. I mean, maybe I could wear him like a Healy. So with the eggs, there's a super rare chance, like a 1 in 2,000, I think we'll sing, of getting a rare, super rare Xeno. Alright, so yeah, so I just double check with Ghost. So there is, completing the UC quest line will give you a unique creature. I'm not going to say what it is, but depending on, or regardless of what way you choose it, you will get a unique dialogue pop-up. And yeah, Ghost will obviously be constantly updating the Xenomaster and adding various different creatures. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this more detailed review was better than the last one. And the last one I was more so like just really hyped with everything, so I was kind of oblivious. But now that I have some experience under my belt, and definitely haven't just been asking Ghosts when I forget things. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've been messing with this mod, and if you have, what creature have you got so far, and what have you named it? We have a Discord where Ghost is actually also in. If you want to go in and kind of just harass it, don't actually harass him. But if you want to join and send screenshots, put screenshots of your creature, or just do anything Starfield. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and special thanks to Ghost for making this awesome mod. And catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.